Alright. 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 Don't do that. Do not do that. It always makes me laugh when your son. Do not do that.
iPhone storage.
And who cares about iPhone storage? What are you downloading?
No, I didn't.
Oh, open the YouTube app. Volume all the way down.
I already.
Well, apparently it didn't work. Skip the ad. Now we can see the chat. It's okay. It'll come up if somebody says something. Hey, mother! I mean, what? Hush your mouth.
4 days? 3.
Yeah, I don't know. Long trip to Cebu.
Yeah. It's not.
We'll get into all of it as soon as, like, maybe a few more people come in. See what's going on. What's going on? Maybe Alona will take her shirt off. I don't know.
Yeah, later.
Who knows? We'll see.
But it's secret.
Anything's possible. A secret. Do not do that. So the main thing I went to Cebu for was to get the LCCM. And we'll talk about that here in just a second. Try to let a few more people come in, but just spend this short time and say good morning. We took lots of video in Cebu all the days that we were there. Today I have a few things to do around here today, and then I'll sit down at the computer and try to edit through. I'll probably split it, even though it was 3 days, I'll probably just split it into maybe 2 videos or something.
Yeah, it's long.
Yeah, we spent a lot of time just riding around in taxis and waiting places. Wait. Hey. Plus, I have to go back to Dipolog today. I just came from Dipolog yesterday. My butt is sore. Riding that motorbike all that much, my God.
You're still planning to return to America?
Yeah. I pretty much have to. I mean, I make less money now, but she spends even more, so
really?
I can't keep up.
Me?
Do not do that. Alright, so there's quite a few people in here. We'll go ahead and get started. So, our main goal in going to Cebu, number 1, was to get the LCCM. And I figured because the plane ticket was going to cost, what was it?
16.
8,000 pesos each way, so 16,000 pesos for me to fly there and back. Now, granted, I would have been there in 1 hour and 5 minutes, okay, if I flew. However, her children have never in their lives been off the island of Mindanao. So I thought that it was a good opportunity, and it's seen as how I'm leaving in like 1 month, a month and a half. It's a good opportunity to have like one last like family trip. Also, it can be their first time leaving the island. They get to see a big city. They never saw a big city before. So we all took a ferry. Okay, now the ferry choices were ridiculous. So there's not a good way to book online. You can use the like to go or whatever. Yeah, you can try that stuff. But the online, it's ridiculous. It's hard to get tickets for that stuff online. You pretty much need to just show up to the port and go to the ticketing office and just see what's available, because it's hard to navigate the online stuff, and it's not. Sometimes it'll say unavailable, but it's not, and it sucks though, because if you live far away from the port, like we're 2 hours and 15 minutes away from the port, so it's hard for me to just be like, okay, let's load up 4 people onto one motorbike with bags and everything and just head to the port without a ticket already in hand. Like, let's just see what happens. I mean, that's hard for me to accept. But so I booked a ticket from Dapitan to Dumaguete on a Fast Cat, which, by the way, not all Fast Cats are the same sized boat, and not all Fast Cats are fast. This Fast Cat was a fat, slow cat. So I pulled up my GPS and it was doing 20 kilometers per hour. Okay, so it took 4 hours to get from Dapitan to Dumaguete. Now, once we got to Dumaguete, of course, we had a little bit of American-style food. She had some black pasta with some seafood or shrimp or something on it that she loved.
Yeah, I really like.
Yeah, I know you did.
God.
You calm down. Stop thinking about it. Anyway, so we only spent like 3 hours in Dumaguete. Then we got a ticket from Dumaguete to Cebu on a bus. Okay. Now, I had assumed that the bus would just load onto a ferry, and then you just pretty much ride a ferry all the way to Cebu. That's not the case. So you'll drive the bus coast about 2 hours, and then take a short ferry trip just across to the island. Huh?
I think just 30 or 1 hour.
Maybe 1 hour.
Yeah.
But you have to ride the bus up to a different port, and then it goes across. What was the ferry, like 30 minutes or something like that, or an hour?
Oh yeah, 30 minutes.
It wasn't very long.
Oh, the Dumaguete to ferries.
Yeah, and then like 6 hours on the bus driving all the way up the island of Cebu. It was very cheap. How much was that bus ticket from Dumaguete to Cebu?
For us, 372. For the
Each?
kids, yeah, for the kids, 200 something. 100 something.
Yeah, so it was like 1,000 pesos for all of us.
But the ferry, it's 430 for 4 of us.
Yeah. So, yeah, to get a bus for 4 people was less than 1,000 pesos from Dumaguete to Cebu, which was good. But the bus, I obviously I got the aircon bus, and it wasn't all that cold. I mean, it was cool.
Old bus.
It was cool, but it wasn't cold. And I can't sleep in an upright sitting position. I don't know why. I literally have stayed up 3 days and 2 nights before traveling because I can't lay down in a laying position. Like, if I'm sitting up, I mean, I might go do those numbers right there, but I can't fully fall asleep sitting up. That's why the plane ride back home always sucks, because it's, 14 hours and I can't sleep. I have to be awake for the whole 14 hours. There's no time traveling there. I always am jealous of the people that basically fall asleep on the taxiway and they don't wake up until it's already like time to leave the plane. I'm like, for those people, like, they just instantly teleported to their destination, and they're so lucky.
A lot during the 6-hour drive.
Absolutely not. The bus didn't stop one time, not a single time. Not to there. From there, it did a couple. Huh?
When the driver...
Well, yeah, they stopped for a bathroom break and a dinner break halfway through.
Yeah.
But they didn't make any stops to, like, pick up random people or anything like that. It's a different kind of bus. Those rural buses, they stop every 2 kilometers and pick people up and drop people off, but it stopped a few times once we got close to Cebu, because that was people's final destination. But
we're not supposed to ride that bus because no more. I mean, in their schedule, it's just 4 p.m. and 10 like that. But
they let us on there.
Yeah.
Well, that's because the line. They'll see all this in the videos, but the line was backed up all the way around the terminal, and it was it was impossible. It's not possible to buy a ticket on the bus from Dumaguete to Cebu. You have to just show up at the terminal and stand in line. And then when the buses show up, they fill the bus, and then the line moves forward. It's just a first come, first serve. You can't, there's no tickets to buy. You just stand in a huge long line.
I can't time travel either. I hate buses.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, even airplanes, it makes no difference to me if I'm on a bus or an airplane. 12 hours, 14 hours, 14 hours is the same to me on a plane or a bus. I mean, it's still 14 hours of just sitting in one place, just with nothing to do, wide awake. Anyway, past all the traveling stuff, coming back was much easier. We booked a ferry from Cebu to Dapitan. It went through Dumaguete and down, but it was an aircon bus that had the bunk beds. It was fine. It wasn't cold enough in there for me. The middle rows of bunk beds were very cold. But you're assigned beds, so you can't just. At some point, at like 3 o'clock in the morning, I did go over and lay in one of the middle bunks or whatever, and nobody said anything. But people came on to the boat, and they were assigned that bunk bed, so I had to move in Dumaguete. Yeah, so I slept. So a total, it took us. How long did it take us to get there? Or no, it took us what? 8 hours? No.
From Cebu to Dumaguete?
Yeah, no, Cebu to here. It was like 16 hours.
Yeah, because it's.
Yeah, so in 16 hours, I slept 2 hours. Because I got to lay in one of those middle bunk beds where the aircon was blowing.
Slept in Dumaguete 3 hours, I think.
Yeah, it was a long time. Anyway, so the trip back was much easier. I would highly recommend the bunk bed ferries if you want to travel very cheap. If you don't care about the cost, then obviously fly, but.
Business or tourist, but was the
it was just tourist, yeah.
Are you far from Dumaguete?
2 hours to the port, and then a 4-hour ferry ride to Dumaguete from
hours.
here.
It's done 4 hours.
Well, 4.5 hours, whatever. Okay, so now to the nitty gritty. So we were in Cebu to get the LCCM. That was the number one thing that I needed to get because I had a hard appointment at the U.S. Consular Agency, which, by the way, is in the ground floor of a casino hotel, the Waterfront Casino Hotel in Cebu. And if you ever go there, don't go through the casino hotel lobby. Just go down the parking area, and it's right there in the parking area road. It's not up in the hotel area. You'll have to walk down all kinds of stairs and shit to get there if you go through the hotel. So anyway, so I had all my documents. All my documents. I made copies of I made like 4 copies of every document I have. Passports and, visas. And before I left America, I drove 6 hours to Clarksville, Tennessee, where I used to live, to pick up a certified copy of my divorce papers. Because I didn't have the 6 weeks to wait for them to mail it, I drove 6 hours to Clarksville, Tennessee, picked up my divorce papers, and then drove back, and then flew here. So I brought both sets of my divorce papers with me, just in case. My birth certificate, I had everything, okay? So I'm ready to go. I show up to the U.S. Consular Agency, I'm 40 minutes early, okay? They don't start letting people in until 7:50. My appointment's at 8 o'clock. Guards were very nice. The guards, by the way, are Filipino, not American. So you go in, they gave me a number, they checked my document, or they checked my affidavit form. That's the only paper they checked. The affidavit form, they checked it. They looked at my passport, okay. Sat and waited about 5 minutes. Then I got called back to the main office area where you present your affidavit paper, your ID, and 3,000 pesos for the fee. Then I waited about another 10 minutes to go into the office, and he He looked over, this was an American guy, the main guy. He looked over the affidavit form, and then he said, okay, raise your right hand. And he said, swear to, that all this information is true and correct and that you're not currently married in the U.S. And I said, yes. And he said, okay. And then he crimped the stamp thing on it, and he said, you're good to go. I was literally out of there by 8:20. It is so amazing how efficient and well-run American agencies are when you're used to dealing with Philippine paperwork. I mean, I was like, what is it? Did they forget something? Like, am I supposed to go somewhere else? Like, is there another window to go to? Like, no.
You should ask them if it's,
I should ask them if they can teach the Filipinos how to do paperwork. But yeah, they didn't even look at my divorce papers. And I think it's because right on the affidavit it said the United States does not keep marriage records. And the United States government does not endorse or guarantee that the information on this affidavit is correct. They just guarantee that they saw me sign it and swear to it. Which makes no sense, because I can raise my right hand and say I'm not married to any notary of the public anywhere in the world. I could just lie if I wanted to, because they didn't even check my divorce papers. I didn't even need them. So I drove 6 hours to Tennessee for nothing. Maybe some of them would check them. I don't know. But I went to the consular agency in Cebu, and the old bald man, very nice American guy, older guy, and you can tell he's been in the Philippines a long time because he's developed the American Filipino accent, where even when he speaks English, his English sounds like Filipino English. Like he's been here a long time, so he has like the. No, he's totally white. If you saw him, he looked like a piece of paper. Like, he's an old bald man, totally white, but he had the Filipino slang or whatever sound. But he was very nice. But like I said, they didn't check any documents. They just looked at my passport, looked at the paper, and said, okay, swear that it's true. I said, yep. And he said, okay, go. That was it. I was out of there, and from the time I got there to the time I left was 1 hour, and I was there, 30 minutes early. And no, alone, it's not an embassy, it's just a consular agency in Cebu. The only embassy is in Manila, but she did not go.
Yeah, because the kids.
Yeah.
I don't want to bring them.
And they weren't even awake yet.
Yeah.
So total success. The LCCM, working through the U.S. government, paperwork, bam, 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 done. No problem. No surprises. Everything I expected was exactly the way they said it would be. Nah. After that.
American thing at the Cebu City U.S. Consulate.
I saw one, and that was the main guy. All the rest of the employees were Filipino. I saw the one American guy, the main guy that was doing the notary stuff. That's the only American I saw. Other than all the other Americans there to get their documents done. But the working there, I only saw one. So it's probably only required that they have one there present at any time or whatever. Okay, so now, to show a stark contrast. After my excellent service at the U.S. Consulate, I then got into a taxi and went straight to G Mall, where the Philippine Bureau of Immigration office is in Cebu, in the G Mall. And so I get there 20 minutes before the mall opens. Standing outside, there's probably 150 other foreigners there, and I know that I'm in for a hassle. So I go in. It was supposed to be on the second floor. We're all walking around the second floor. There's no signs. There's nothing posted anywhere. But somebody just happens to have a revelation of they moved to the fourth floor. So we all go up to the 4th floor, and sure enough, they're there. Again, no signs or nothing. Like, you just have to walk around until, oh, by the way, there's the Bureau of Immigration office. I'm telling you, no less than 200, not only foreigners, but also Filipinos and Chinese and Japanese, like, not only foreigners, but also Filipinos with their immigration status issues or whatever. There's no less than 200 people gathered around this office that has 2 doors. The office has 2 doors. And there's crowds of people around both doors. There's no line. There's no nothing. It's just a free-for-all, like a football huddle. Like just a free-for-all. And you could see in the security guards' eyes, like those security guards, they have to be tempted to just pull out their gun and start shooting. Like, where do I do this? Where do I do this? Where do I do this? People shoving paperwork in his face, and like he's like trying to do his best. And I'm like, why don't they form a line? Now remember, I just came from the U.S. consulate. Everything was orderly. They call your number. Everybody knows their position in line. They don't skip numbers. They don't go to the 3rd person, then the 2nd, then the 6th, then the 4th. They don't do any of that. Bam, 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 bam. So I just came from the excellent organized service of the U.S. consulate to this madhouse bullshit. Okay? No numbers, no lines, no nothing. You're on your own to fight your way to the front. If you're even in the correct line. Because there's 2 doors, but there's 4 different windows. Like if you're doing like a visa thing, that's one window. If you're doing like your annual, foreigners have to do an annual in-person check-in or whatever, that's a different window. Exit clearance is a different window. There's like 4 different things.
Sounds about right.
So, well, it's not just Filipinos, it's Americans too, because Americans are freaked out because everybody's just bum rushing the security guards at the 1 door or the 2 doors or whatever, and all the Americans are standing there like, why? I've been here for 2 hours, and this guy that just showed up just shoves his way to the front, and the people are like 5'2", so it makes us big Americans just feel like grabbing them by the neck and throwing them to the back. Like, it's so frustrating.
Yeah, also with the Filipino.
Some of them.
Yeah.
Anyway, once you somehow figure out where you're supposed to be, there's no guidance on what you're supposed to have or anything. The security guard, when I finally got to talk to him, he hands me 2 application forms and just tells me to go, like, just go or whatever. So then I meet her down. I have her and the kids come to the lobby of G-Mall, and here I am filling out these documents at a little dining table. You guys will see that in the videos when I edit them, and I had to go and get 2x2 photos on a white background taken. Then I had to go to a different store in G-Mall to buy a glue stick to glue the pictures onto the paper.
I didn't video in the video because it's not.
That's okay. Anyway, so then I complete all these documents, go back up to immigration. This maybe an hour and a half has passed. Now there are separated lines. But the lines are still bullshit. Like, there's people fucking everywhere. I mean, how many people would you say? I would say no less than 200 people. Now that's not saying that all 200 people have specific business to do. That includes like maybe the person's family members, children. There had to have been 200 people in that lobby. There had to have been. Just scattered everywhere. So there was a line for exit clearances and visa stuff or something like that. So I went and stood in the back of this line. I mean, it wasn't too bad. I probably got up to the window after standing in line maybe 45 minutes, something like that. So I get to the window and say, oh, I need to do my exit clearance. And she looks at the document and she says, when's your flight? I said, February 17th. She said, that's too early. You can't do the exit clearance yet. And I'm like, what are you talking about? She said, it has to be within 30 days of your flight. Now, I know I've heard that before, okay? So it's my fault for not knowing that ahead of time. But I figured since I'm already in Cebu to get the LCCM, I might as well two birds with
Yeah.
one stone, get my exit clearance also. So that I don't have to go to Zamboanga City or CDO from here. Because there's no office to get the exit clearance into Polog or anywhere closer than that. And so she said, you can't get one. It's well, I mean, she would have given me one if I requested, but it wouldn't have been any good by the time I left because it has to be within 30 days. And it's very specific. Not only does it have to be within 30 days of leaving, but it has to be no more than 1 week before, or no less than 1 week before the. It has to be between 30 days and 1 week before your flight. It has to be at least 1 week before the flight, but no more than 30 days before your flight. So you have a 2.5 or 3 week window right in there where you have to get it done.
It's a third world country.
Yeah, I mean, well, I've been here a year and a half. Trust me, I've done more paperwork in here than most foreigners. I mean, my God. I mean, most foreigners deal with immigration and stuff like that, but I've dealt with land titles, surveys, building permit applications, which, by the way, we did all that ourselves. We didn't, so nobody put a packet together for us and, like, filled it out and all this stuff and turned it in, but
You have to do the exit clearance in the Philippines once as well. Feel clear that you can't.
I know that's what I told her. It's like, how can someone stop you from just leaving and going home? Like, I don't understand. Anyway, that it doesn't matter. That's the rules, and we know those rules before we agree to come into the country. So when you enter the Philippines, you're agreeing to follow their rules, so that's fine. I don't mind to get the exit clearance and pay the fee. I mean, I don't mind to do that. It's just that it's such a long drive that I was trying to do it in Cebu while I was there, but I couldn't.
And still wait 3 days.
Oh yeah, and it's still a 3-day wait anyway. So even if I was able to get the exit clearance, I would have had to have waited 3 business days to pick it up. So even though I'm not from Cebu and hadn't made plans to stay that long, I would have had to have stayed an extra 3 days. What did that one say?
I think could be wrong. I think it's to see if you have a charge or a court case against you.
Yeah, that's what it's for. That's what the exit clearance is for, is to make sure no one in the Philippines is suing you currently, make sure you don't have a criminal history or wanted by police.
It looks like NBI here in the Philippines, maybe. But in
Kind
NBI,
of.
you can get.
Kind of. Yeah, like a background check, but they also check and see if you're overstaying your visa and all that stuff. They just check and make sure you haven't done any damage, basically, in the Philippines and are leaving a mess. Okay, that's why there's a small windows, because they don't want to give you 60 days and then you can commit crimes and stuff and then leave on your exit clearance. Which, if you're going to commit crimes, I mean, you could always wait until 3 days.
So sad when you keep down keep looking down.
No,
I know.
Everything I'm saying is accurate. I don't know. Do you have a different viewpoint?
No, I mean, that's the reality here in the Philippines.
That's the reality.
Hi, good morning.
I mean, she saw with her own eyes. Well, she wasn't there, but I called her when I first got to the U.S. consulate, and I called her when I left, and it was like 45 minutes or an hour from the time I got there, and I was there 30 minutes early. From the time I got there to the time I left was like 1 hour, and I mean, my God, the American paperwork and application system and all that, oh, it works so good. It's so good after being here for so long.
Hello. Ma'am, sir. Is that Filipino?
So anyway, yeah, so I didn't get the exit clearance, but I did get the LCCM. It was so easy. I mean, I don't understand why they make you go to Cebu to get it, because they don't check anything. The U.S. doesn't keep any records. They're not even guaranteeing that the information is accurate. So I don't understand why this Philippines wants us to go there, it's not guaranteeing anything. I could be married 4 times in America, and
One,
it doesn't mean anything.
yeah, one of my coworker, because she have a husband work in LCR, local
Yeah.
registry, and she said that that's the rules now because they are very strict. They have a like a group chat, all of the LCR. Then
But my point is is that it's okay to be strict, and it's good because they take marriage seriously here. The problem is going to Cebu to get the LCCM does not guarantee anything, because I could just write down that I've never been married before, raise my right hand and say I swear, stamp, that's it, done. You could just lie. It's so easy. Just mark that you've never been married before. You don't then, and I didn't even. I marked. I was honest. I put both of my divorces, the date I was married, the date I was divorced, both times. I had my divorce papers, both sets, with me, ready to go. They didn't look at any of that because the U.S. doesn't care what we do. They're not. They don't keep records on that.
Same about UT consulate.
But what confuses me is the Philippines requires us to go to Cebu to do it, but it does not guarantee that the information is accurate. They would get the exact same accuracy of information from me just going to a local attorney and raising my right hand and saying, this is the truth. Because that's all I did in Cebu. So it doesn't make the information any truer just because it comes from the U.S. consulate. Like, I don't get it. Some countries do keep marriage records, and in those cases I understand that it would be more accurate to go through the official channels, but
after you move back to US, are you planning to stay long term, or will you make it back to the Philippines after filling up some
it'll be
cash?
long term. I'll come back to the Philippines once a year when I have my vacation time. But other than that, I'll just be in the U.S. working, living as cheap as I can, and stacking money up in the bank, waiting for her visas and stuff to go through. Once all that goes through, then I'll fly back here and pick her and the kids up and bring them all to the U.S. But until she comes to the U.S. and then she has to stay, I think, 3 years to become like a full citizen or whatever. So until that happens, I mean, I'm pretty much in the U.S. permanently until, I don't know, until she decides that we've made enough money that she wants to come home. But in the meantime, while I'm in the U.S. and she's still here over the next year and a half or 2 years, however long that's going to be, I'm going to be sending money, and I'm going to be, this house is getting done. It's getting not only done, but it's going to be good. I probably won't put in a swimming pool just yet. I'll just set that money off to the side in a SoFi high yield savings account or whatever. You know, set 10 grand or so back into a high yield savings account. Just let it sit there, and then when we do come back to the Philippines permanently, I'll put in a swimming pool. But definitely the parking area, the top deck and all that stuff, all that's going to be done before she comes to America. I want this house completely 100% finished and ready to go. Already have work in the U.S. Yeah. So I'm going back to the exact same job that I had before. I'm maintenance director and life safety manager of a large nursing home facility in southern Missouri. It sounds fancier than what it is. I basically maintain and am in charge of maintenance for the entire facility all the plumbing, electrical, um, even if a light bulb goes out, I have an employee that's a maintenance person, and I direct him on, what to fix or what to do or whatever. Or if a major issue happens where, the roof is leaking or something like that, I'll call. I'm the director of maintenance for the facility. I set everything up and make sure everything stays together. Life safety manager, I'm the one that's in charge of, well, life safety for the building. So all the fire drills, all the, fire safety equipment, the sprinkler riser systems, the backflows, all that stuff. So, I mean, I'm able to just go right back to doing what I was doing before, because the guy that replaced me, like a month and a half or 2 months ago, got arrested and sent to prison. And then the guy that stepped in after him really doesn't have that much experience and doesn't really know what the hell he's doing. So he's trying to hold everything together until I come back. But I know that building. I've been there a long time, and I know that building inside and out. I've seen areas of that building that no other person has laid eyes on. So what will happen to the house you built? I'll move to the U.S. Well, I won't leave it empty, because the worst thing you can do for a house is to leave it sit empty. Probably I would let her sister which is Kyle's mom, I would probably let them stay here, but they would have to, pay the electric bill and maintain the property. But that's probably I could rent it out, but then I don't want some stranger in here messing stuff up. So I would rather let, one of her more responsible, now not any of the relatives. I would only do this for just a very select few of the more responsible and trustworthy ones. And is one of the most trustworthy ones that there is, Kyle's mom. So then Kyle will have a nice, safe environment to grow up in for a while until we come back, and then get out of here. Which I know that's kind of weird, but it's the way it is. I'd rather have somebody in here, running the water and using the power, and just making sure everything stays maintained. Because if you just leave a house sit empty, it's just going to deteriorate so fast. Yeah, house sit basically, yeah. Yeah, so anyway, that's basically our. I wanted to do this live to just basically say, like, okay, we're back from Cebu. I've got a bunch of video footage. I'm probably going to split the 3 days into 2 videos, and the first of which will upload like, what time is it? 8 p.m. for you guys, so like 24 hours or something. I don't know. Yeah, like 20 hours from now, something like that. Renting is scary. Yeah, renters don't give a shit, so I should be able to stack money pretty fast, even though it's southern Missouri and the pay scale is a little lower than some areas of the country. I should be able to save pretty good and get this house, send extra money to get the house done and stuff, because I have basically no living expenses. No electricity bill, no internet bill. I have free housing, so basically just my cell phone bill and my food. Which, as you can probably guess, my food is not a small expense, but, my bills are. I mean, even in America, I can live on $1,000 a month. People say that they can't, but those people are living in the wrong area or something. And I mean, even if I didn't have free housing, I mean, I would have had. I've owned 3 houses in my life already, and I'm 40. I mean, if somebody doesn't have like a free place to live by now, then they've done something wrong. They're living in a city, or went down the wrong financial advice path, or something. I don't know. It doesn't cost anything to get an old junk school bus and park it in the woods and live in it. I mean, you know, if you're willing to do that. I mean, a lot of people aren't willing to it a little bit, but. Ballpark number in cash you want to stack up before you move back? Well, no, I don't, but I would guess 100,000. I would guess 100,000 because I want to be able to buy a truck. When I come back to the Philippines, I want to be able to buy a truck, and then also start probably a large piggery down the hill, because pigs here always sell in this area. Like, there's certain things that you can do here to make money in the Philippines that does not work in this area. There's certain things that people do in other areas that make money that just would not work here. But a piggery would work here. And I don't mean a small piggery. I mean, to make it profitable and to make a decent income on it, you need 100 pigs.
I'm sorry. I knew I just moved.
Joplin, I'm east of Joplin, maybe 2 hours. I'm from Marshfield, Missouri, which is close to Springfield. So Joplin is exit 4 on I-44. Marshfield is 120. No, that's Lebanon. Marshfield is 100, exit 100. So 96 miles from Joplin. Yeah, because Springfield's exit 86 to 72. I can tell I've been away from America for a long time now, because the other day I was filling out a paper and it asked for my American address, and I couldn't remember my damn zip code. I knew it started with 65, and then I'm like, what? I just couldn't remember my zip code. Once I looked it up, 65706, then I remembered, and now I know it again. But there for a minute, I forgot my zip code where I lived for years and years. So yeah, the main point of this live again was just to say that we're back from Cebu. I've got video footage that I need to put together. The first video will upload tomorrow morning, and then the second after that.
I never get out that way.
Well, there's not much over there. Springfield is kind of a larger city. It's got a population of maybe 180 or 200,000 people. But Marshfield, where I'm from, is a town of 6,000 people. So, I mean, the living is cheap, the wages are a little lower, but, I mean, people can still live in the U.S. on $1,000. I mean, it just depends on what your lifestyle is, like, and how you set yourself up over the years. I don't know. What do you have to say?
Nothing.
Do you think the children enjoyed their trip to Cebu?
Yeah, enjoy. Yeah, they enjoy, but when going home.
The traveling.
Yeah.
They're not good at traveling.
They always.
Lai gets sick and throws up all the time.
Yeah, in the bus, but in the ferry.
Yeah, in the ferry, because
okay.
it's dead still. But anytime she rides a bus or even a car, when I rent a car and have the windows up and the air conditioning on, she throws up. Almost every single time. She just pukes all the time.
It's right.
Ezra just wants to eat 24/7. Every single. I'm serious. We would eat lunch at 2 p.m. and we would have a big lunch, a lot of food. He would eat just as much as he could until I can't eat anymore, and then he would have to push his food away. He would be that full, and then at 3:30, 1.5 hours later, he's asking for chips or some other thing. Like, food 18 times a day, like just always with food.
The cheap living in Australia is expensive.
Murder, suicide, stuff like that happens. I mean, it's America. Stuff like that happens everywhere. There was one instance about 6 or 7 years ago. There's a storage unit in Marshfield. You guys can Google this story. Marshfield, Missouri, storage unit, body found in freezer. A guy, I believe it was his wife, a guy killed his wife with a claw hammer, bashed her head in with a hammer, and then took her body to his storage unit where he had a deep freezer and put her body in the deep freezer and kept it for a long time until I think the power went out at the storage unit or something. And anyway, so somebody ended up finding it, and you know, they caught and arrested him or whatever. But I mean, she had been gone a long time, and no relatives like reported her missing or nothing. And there was just a dead body in a freezer in the storage unit. And this is a small town. This is 6,000 people. Okay, so stuff like that happens everywhere in America. It just stuff like that happens. It happens here in the Philippines too, but you don't hear about it because they drag people down into the jungle and just cut their heads off and leave the body in the jungle. Nobody goes and looks. It happens everywhere in the world. I mean, it's part of life. The only difference is in America, you're guaranteed the right to at least have a gun on you at all times to protect yourself. And that's what I carry a gun always in America. I've never had to use it. I've never even came close to drawing it on somebody. But if I ever needed it, it's there. And I would rather rely on myself and my trigger finger than calling 911 and waiting 4.5 or 5 minutes for the cops to get there. You know how many bullets you can be hit with in 4 minutes? Like, my God, I'd at least like to have a chance to fight back. But yeah, stuff like that happens everywhere. It's not really a big deal. And it's the same thing everywhere in the country. If it's a lower income area, there's going to be drugs. I mean, it's just...
Is your area safe out there?
Out here in the Philippines, I haven't had any problems.
Good morning, great to see you guys. Like, please go live 24/7. I'm a big streamer. Play the YouTube marathon.
I don't want to do it 24/7. That would be ridiculous. You'd see me pinching her butt and like... You'd see her just run by the screen, and then 2 seconds later, me run by chasing after her. We do that all day. But yeah, we got the LCCM. I'm good to go on that. All we have to do now is go to the municipal building and apply for the marriage license. Are you going to come to Dipolog with me? We'll leave at about 11 or 12. Well, we'll leave at 11 since we're stopping in the municipal. I don't know. We'll probably... Huh?
I don't know. We will ask in Cheyenne and also see that. I don't know if we will get married with the mayor or in judge in Zimbabwe.
Whatever is easy. Why wouldn't we do it with the mayor in Cheyenne? We're from Cheyenne.
Yeah, I mean, it's okay. There's a judge in
Cheyenne. It's okay to do it either way, but what's the difference between doing it at a judge or doing it at the mayor? I would rather do it with people that know us. Like, the mayor knows me, the mayor knows you.
Yeah,
like,
there's a lot of people
that know us.
Yeah. How much?
Oh, you want to do it secretly?
Trip costing us.
Hold on, I can tell you. Probably.
Also, including the food.
Yeah, I can tell how much. Yeah, because we took out 20, then 10, and 5.
Yeah.
So 35. Well, no, because we still have some. About 30,000 pesos for 3 days.
The dollar.
Including all the. Oh, in dollars, 540.
You paid going there. You paid using your GCash or no?
Okay, 2,000 pesos. So $560 for 3 days in Cebu. All the food we could eat. You know, taxi rides everywhere.
The food that it's American food. That's why I asked.
Why do you say it like that?
I asked to eat rice, my God.
And I took you last night to have crab and rice and. Very good.
I'm not full because it's just too
Well,
too
I
crowd.
told you to get as much as you wanted. You're the one that decided how much to get.
I want to save money. I mean, I can cook like that,
Yeah,
so I'll just buy crab on myself. Then I will cook.
yeah.
I can buy 390 for just to crab. My God, and it's not big. You should play repeat 24/7. I love your contact. Please good work and good
Yeah,
as much.
we would get old after a little while. I'm not doing the 24 hours. Cheap living in Missouri. Yeah, and I mean, it's relatively cheap, sure. I mean, the wages are lower, so people in Missouri still feel the impact of the economy, but a lot of that only has to do with people's poor life choices and financial planning. I mean, if you're 40 years old and you don't have a free place to live by 40 years old, I'm sorry, but you're doing something wrong. You've planned incorrectly, you've chosen the wrong area to live in or something. I mean, I could literally build a one bedroom, one bathroom small house in the woods in Missouri for 15,000 for free for the rest of your life if you wanted to just stay there. I just don't understand how people are still in debt up to their eyeballs just over and over and over again. $500,000 for a house. That's so stupid. I
Exactly.
just wouldn't live in that area. Go somewhere else. If the world was full of me's, New York City and LA wouldn't exist because I don't give a damn about anything that goes on there. The world would be full of like farmers and people trading shit. I don't even know that money would exist.
Remember, someone asked you. It's so cold. Someone asked you to collab with one of a YouTuber in Dumaguete.
Yeah, but we were only there for 3 hours
Yeah, you just eat their lunch.
and then left. And that's another thing. I had never been to Dumaguete before, and Dumaguete seemed like a very nice, fine, area. We didn't see a single stray dog the whole time I was in Dumaguete. Fairly clean for a Philippine city.
$100. Thank
What?
you.
Oh my God. Guys, like seriously, I appreciate that, and you're so generous to do that. I would just I don't feel good about taking stuff like that. Like you just like if you really want to give something or whatever, like $5 or something, just to pop up and say, hey, like man, $100. That's a lot. I don't feel good taking that, but I mean, I recognize and appreciate the generosity, but I really don't want you guys to send that large amount. But it doesn't make me feel good to. Anyway, so yeah, Dumaguete is a place where I would maybe visit for a short period. I'm not the type of person that could live in Dumaguete. Everywhere you look is white face, foreigner, foreigner, foreigner. It's too
My
much.
cousin said there's a one restaurant there that the foreigner just stay there until night and
Oh, I'm sure. It's so I'm just not into that. I don't come here to be with foreigners.
I mean, we can go there because I have lots of relatives there, but
Yeah, I mean I don't mind to go and visit those places, and
yeah.
Cebu is the same way. And I will mention this. I don't know if it's true or if it just happened to be when I was there and the people I saw, because there was some age gap couples in Cebu that I saw. But remember, I saw 200 foreigners all at the same time at the immigration office. Most of the foreigners in the larger cities have age appropriate relationships. An older guy with an older Filipina, a younger guy. There's lots of younger foreigners, but they're still with like they're not with the 19 or 20-year-olds. They're with the 28 or 30-year-olds. You know, they're in age-appropriate relationships.
There's some, but we can
But you go way out here into the province, and that's where you see more of the 19-year-old girl with 70-year-old man. So that's an observation that I made while I was there also. $100. That's so crazy. You're so crazy. My God. Also, if you're going to donate money like that, I have a PayPal link in the description of every video. That way, you know, 100% of what you donate goes to us instead of like that $100. We'll get $70 of that, and Google will get $30 right off the top. So, you know, a $5 here and there, like through the YouTube thing, the super chat or super stickers, that's, you know, that's fine. You know, YouTube will get their $2 and I'll get the $3. But if it's going to be like a large amount like that, for sure, do the PayPal. I really don't like Google getting any more money than what they should get. I mean, they've got billions of dollars. They don't need my $30. This girl likes $30 though. Mm-hmm. Hey, calm down. Yeah. All right, well, I guess that'll pretty much be it for this live. I just wanted to jump on and let everybody know we survived the trip back to the promised land from Cebu, and I'm editing the videos, well, later today. I will have a video upload in the morning or later tonight for you guys, whatever. And like I said, I'll split the 3 days probably into only 2 videos. Because by the end of the trip, I wasn't videoing that much because it's like I'm riding the stupid boats and like everything is annoying me and taking forever.
If I will not hand you the GoPro, you will not.
I wouldn't have videoed a single thing if she didn't keep shoving me the GoPro.
Yeah, it does show YouTube. So hopefully it helps your channel long term.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I do appreciate it, and I do thank you. It's just that, you know, you don't feel pressured into doing that kind of stuff, guys. And if you do it, use the PayPal link instead so Google doesn't get their greedy little hands on it. Anyway, so yeah, I'll have a video for you guys, you know, like 20 hours from now or whatever, and then another after that. Today I have to do some stuff. I got to change out the water filters and do some different stuff. Yeah, we got to go to the municipal building and apply for a marriage license, or at least find out what we need to apply for a marriage license.
I will call my coworker or supervisor if they can ask if your cinema
is ready. That's good.
Yeah.
You could do that. Will they tell them?
Yeah, I mean, I can ask.
All right. That way we don't drive to DePolog and then they'd be like, nope, it's still not ready. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, I realize there hasn't been videos for a few days. You know, we've been in Cebu. You know, that's the way it goes. But I'll have a video for you guys tomorrow.
We all will be waiting patiently for the next video.
Well, I appreciate it. I'm trying to get everything wrapped up and get ready to go back to the U.S.
Yes. What?
Oh, I didn't ask her officially yet.
What?
For marriage.
Yeah, he didn't ask. Maybe he will marry other.
Stop that. All right, guys, that's it for this one, I guess. Like I said, we'll have a video for you guys like 20 hours from now. So.
Do it now.
I don't have the little circle thing that goes with that yet.
Yeah,
So
and I like to video that also from.
yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure it'll be a big production, and we'll have to do like a TikTok dance.
Some of them saw the TikTok, but
Yeah.
but it's just not. I mean, it's not a dance. It's just a family in a ferry.
I'll have to link your TikTok on in the description or something. All right, guys, that's gonna be it. I appreciate you guys stopping by. Thanks for the $100. See you guys tomorrow.